guys, so we're back down in the shop. From the video that just got posted today, we are in a different situation here. Turn it back around, you can see where we're at now. I know the other night we posted it, axles were under it and it was sitting on the ground. I wasn't comfortable with how low it was, so what I'm going to do, you can see right here where I've got the 2x6 cut out, and it just goes to a 2x2 right through there where the springs and all mount. Went and got some 2x3. I'm gonna run that 2x3 from the 2x6. Well, I'm gonna cap it off first right here. Cap it off, run 2x3 down the entire length of that span right there, and then just line my brackets back up, you know, to where it'll raise the trailer 3 inches. Also, up here in the front, I'm gonna cut this coupler back off. I'm gonna put some 2x3 on top of this 2x6. That'll raise the coupler up 6 inches total. Get the trailer off the ground 3 inches more than it was. Should give us some more clearance. So we got it back on the jack stands and up in there Tuesday night. Got the axles out from under it. My dad got the brackets cut off last night. So now I'm gonna work on getting those caps welded on and then getting some 2x3 cut and welded back in there. That 2x3 I feel like should also help strengthen the trailer up some right through there too. Maybe take a little bit of flex out of it, which it doesn't flex as bad as I truthfully thought it would. It's probably one of the most rigid trailers I've built. So adding that 2x3 there should help that. But like I said, right now, I'm gonna get in here, get these caps welded on, then get a piece of 2x3 cut, get it welded in, and then get both of them welded in, and hopefully get some brackets welded back on tonight. So we made progress, but we had to take a few steps back, but I think it's gonna be worth it in the long run.
All right, guys, so this is what he was talking about as far as putting the 2x3 on there, so it's running the full length between those. We're gonna make it a little bit higher, and also to make it a little bit more sturdy, which it was already pretty rigid. I mean, it was fine, but all right, he's gonna get that welded in. But this is what it originally was just this, and now we put that. Right, so that side's welded in. Now they're working on this side over here, getting it in and getting it welded. Alright guys, so that's all welded up, and he's got the axles back under it. What are you working on now? Make sure everything's level.
Pretty close. Alright, now we're gonna measure this.
Alright guys, so we're gonna call it a night tonight. It's 8 o'clock and we're about to go to the house. So I showed you on the other side, we got that welded in, got those put back on. He checked the square, everything looks good there. Happy with all of that. So that's where we're gonna call it a night. Brad will be back out here all day tomorrow. I'll probably be back out, I'll probably be out here some. So we'll get some more video in tomorrow. So this will be a 2-day video so that we can actually show you some stuff, because the stuff tonight that he did was very time consuming, which has been everything on this trailer. I feel like every small thing is super time consuming. It doesn't matter what it is. So this tonight has taken about 2-3 hours. So this video would be really boring if that's all we showed you. So he'll be back out here tomorrow to see what else he can get done. And yeah, he'll video whenever he remembers to pick up the camera, and I'll video whenever I'm down here. See you tomorrow.
Hi guys, so it's Friday, back in the shop this morning. I didn't quite get down here as early as I'd like to, but nonetheless I'm down here. Got some fire rolling. catching up over there. Got some tubing here, some small tubing. Guys want me to get a frame for a spring smasher built, so I gotta hurry up and get this thing here out of the way so I can do that and kind of put some money back into the bank account. Seems like we make progress on the trailer here and we have to take 2 or 3 steps backwards. So anyways, I've noticed a lot of people commenting on the video we put out yesterday how the trailer was really low to the ground. And yes, I agree, it was really low to the ground. So that's why we took and put that 2x3. We got that 2x3 in there. It's gonna do 2 things. Number one, it's gonna raise the trailer up 3 inches, as well as adding some strength right there to that little 2-inch section. So right now it's all just spot welded in. It's not fully welded. I didn't want to fully weld it at one time because there is a wire running inside that 2x2 tubing for the running lights. So I'm just gonna kind of spot weld it as I go, try not to get it too hot. I'm gonna get back up underneath the trailer and tack weld the spring brackets on the back side as well. That way we can get it set down on the ground. I'm not fully welding these darn things up until I'm 100% sure that's where they're gonna stay. I've done welded them twice, or 3 times really, and had to cut them off twice. So I'm just gonna tack weld them for right now, which the axles have to come out from underneath the trailer to get it out of the door anyway. So that's really not a major problem. Once I get that tack welded on the inside to where that's ready to set down on the ground, I'll come back in here and we'll cut that coupler off. Like I said, the coupler was only like 7.5 inches or so off the ground. So it's raised up 3 inches now, so it should be right at 10 inches. But that leftover 2x3 right there, I'm going to run along the top of this A-frame here to raise the coupler up another 3 inches. So that should put the coupler up around 13 and a half inches roughly, which should be much better than what it was at, or what it's at now, or the other night. So if I can get all that done today, I'd be ecstatic. I got a couple of things we got to do tonight, so I'm not going to be able to stay down here too long. So I was hoping to get down here earlier than what I did, but it just didn't happen that way. So I'm gonna quit rambling. I'm gonna get in here and try to get to work. Sounds like the fire's catching up. I can feel it a little bit. So maybe it'll warm this concrete up for sure. And I can get this tacked in, get moved up to the coupler, the hitch, and get that tack back on as well, and go from there. All right, so I got all 4 of the axle brackets tacked in. I got the 2x3 stitch welded in some more. I'm gonna let all that cool down. All of it's in there good enough now though to where I can put some wheels and tires on it and it'll support the weight of the trailer. Next project I'm gonna work on is cutting this coupler off. I got a piece of tubing there cut that I'm gonna weld in there real quick to brace the tongue once I cut that coupler off, so that nothing should shift, but just in case it does, just kind of a brace there to help hold it where it needs to go. I've got a line marked on both sides, 15 inches. I've got 2 little small notches. I don't know if you can see them. I got notches cut right there where I drop my plumb bobs to square the trailer up with. So I've got ways to line it back up, but I do got a 15-inch line marked on both sides of the A-frame over there. That way I can get this coupler lined back up once I get the 2x3 welded up there. So right now I'm gonna weld that brace in, and then I'm gonna start cutting that coupler off. All right, so we got it sitting back down on the ground. Like I said earlier, spring mounts are just tacked in. It will have to be jacked back up and the axles come out from under it one more time to fully weld those. Axles got to come out of it anyways to get it out of the door. Once we get it out of the door, put the axles back under it, and they shouldn't have to come back out anymore. Can't weld the tail light brackets on like we said before. due to them not being able to fit out the door either. Same thing for the trailer fenders. We are going to go ahead and kind of mock them up though, just to see how I'm going to mount them and where I'm going to mount them with the trailer setting level on good solid ground. Try to make them where they'll bolt on and off. Did go ahead and get the coupler redone. Got the trailer jack somewhat installed. We got to ground it to the trailer and run the hot wire, but it is the tongue is fixed. Got it, my 2x3 there. Got it gusseted down to the 2x6 as well. But that's gonna be it for tonight. Getting there. We didn't have to, shouldn't have, well, I ain't even gonna say it, because as soon as I do, we'll take 4 steps back. So, made progress. Still got some stuff to button up. Got to get this completely dried in before we pull it outside. Need to get it dried in, get the winch, get something made for the winch so that it's not sitting out in the weather and the elements. Get that tread plate welded on right there. Get the plywood underneath the ramps situated. Get them bolted down. Get this plywood in the box bolted down. Like I said, get all this dried in. We'll be ready to pull this thing out. We got to get it out. Like I said, I got a guy needing a spring smasher. So I got to get that built. I'm hoping to get it started on it next weekend, hopefully, and have it done shortly after Christmas or before would be great. And then we got to get the race car down here and get started on it. So appreciate you guys watching. If you hadn't already, hit that like, share. Be sure you hit that subscribe button. Head on over to Patreon. Get signed up over there for some inside scoops and some information that comes out a little bit early. Patreon has helped out tremendously building this trailer. You guys that are over there on Patreon, you don't know how much that has helped. It's been great. We appreciate you very, very much. So once we get started on race car, then we can start worrying about a motor and figuring out our plans for 2025. So appreciate you guys watching. Hit that like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the shop probably next week.